Rejection is my teacher. Write that down in the comments below. Say it aloud. Because today, we're not just talking about rejection, we're learning how to use it as a tool for growth, self-mastery, and inner peace. Welcome back to Stoic Depths, where we transform life's challenges into stepping stones. And if you're new here, you're about to discover the power of Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. Rejection, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a life goal, hurts. But what if I told you that rejection is a gift in disguise? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the core of our discussion today. We'll explore 13 lessons on how to use rejection and the principles of reverse psychology to your favor. These lessons aren't just theoretical, they're practical, actionable, and, most importantly, transformative. Lesson 1. Rejection reveals priorities. Rejection forces us to examine what truly matters, often exposing the gap between what we think we want and what we actually need. This clarity is a gift. Imagine striving for a promotion, only to be turned down. It's natural to feel disappointed, but the Stoic approach invites us to dig deeper. Why did I want this role in the first place? Was it for growth, status, or financial security? Marcus Aurelius believed in living according to nature, which means aligning our actions with our inner values. Rejection is a mirror that reflects whether our goals are genuine or shaped by societal pressure. If you applied for a job and didn't get it, was the role truly aligned with your skills and passions? Or was it something you pursued for external validation? Similarly, in relationships, rejection can be an invaluable teacher. If someone walks away, instead of fixating on the loss, ask yourself, was this person aligned with my values and vision? Or was I compromising too much of myself to make it work? Often, rejection isn't a loss, but a liberation, freeing you to focus on what truly matters. Here's a Stoic exercise. The next time you face rejection, sit down with a journal and write out your priorities. Compare them to what you were pursuing. You might find that the rejection was redirecting you to something more aligned with your authentic self. Lesson 2. Reverse the role of control. Control is an illusion, but our desire for it often drives our actions, especially when faced with rejection. It's natural to want to fix the situation, whether by convincing someone to change their mind or proving our worth. However, the Stoic mindset teaches us to let go of external control and focus inward. Consider a scenario. You're rejected for a role you desperately wanted. The typical response might be to reapply, plead your case, or overcompensate. Instead, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this rejection within my control? If the answer is no, let go of the need to change the outcome and focus on your response instead. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Reverse psychology works here too. By relinquishing control and detaching from the outcome, you shift the dynamic. Suddenly, you're no longer the one seeking validation, you're the one exuding calm and confidence. This detachment often has a surprising effect. It influences others to reconsider. Whether in professional or personal situations, stepping back creates space for others to reflect on their decisions. It's not manipulation, it's a demonstration of your self-assurance. When you master the art of controlling your reactions instead of the situation, rejection loses its sting and power over you. Lesson 3. The gift of clarification. Rejection is often seen as a loss, but it's equally a process of clarification. When someone says no, they're doing you a favor by removing uncertainty. Every closed door narrows your focus, helping you identify what paths are genuinely worth pursuing. Let's look at an example. Imagine submitting a manuscript to a publisher only to receive a rejection letter. Your initial reaction might be discouragement, But in reality, rejection is helping you refine your work. Every no you receive is feedback. It may not be verbalized, but it's an invitation to improve, recalibrate, or seek a better fit. Think about Marcus Aurelius's approach to obstacles. Welcome what happens because it is woven with what you are. This applies beautifully to rejection. It clears the path, like pruning a plant. Without pruning, growth becomes tangled and stifled. Rejection eliminates the unnecessary, guiding you toward opportunities that align with your purpose. Here's an exercise. The next time you face rejection, don't focus on the no. Instead, list 3 things this rejection clarified for you. Maybe it revealed a gap in your skills, a misalignment in values, or an opportunity you hadn't considered before. Rejection is often the universe's way of steering you toward what's meant for you. Lesson 4. Rejection builds resilience. Resilience is like a muscle. It strengthens through repeated use. Rejection, while painful, is one of the most effective ways to build that mental toughness. Imagine being a salesperson. Every day you make dozens of calls and most of them end in a no. For the untrained mind, this would be soul-crushing. But for the Stoic, each rejection is a chance to grow. Over time, those rejections become less personal and more like stepping stones toward success. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Think of rejection as mental weightlifting. Each no you hear is like adding weight to your barbell. The more you face it, the stronger you become. Resilience isn't just about enduring rejection, it's about learning from it. Ask yourself, what did this experience teach me? How can I use this lesson in the future? By reframing rejection as training, you turn a painful experience into a powerful tool for growth. A practical tip: expose yourself to rejection intentionally. Apply for roles outside your comfort zone, share ideas you're unsure about, or ask for feedback from tough critics. Each experience will make you stronger and less afraid of rejection's sting. Lesson 5. Reverse the narrative. When we face rejection, our initial impulse is to see it as a failure or personal inadequacy. However, we can use Stoic wisdom to reverse the narrative entirely. Instead of seeing rejection as a reflection of our worth, we can choose to see it as an opportunity, a chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more aligned with our true path. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the essence of reverse psychology. Rejection isn't an obstacle in your life. It is a part of the journey, a stepping stone that redirects you to where you need to go. It's like a compass, guiding you toward something better, even if you can't see it right away. Let's apply this idea with a real-life example. Say you've been rejected for a promotion at work. The typical reaction might be frustration and self-doubt, asking, "What did I do wrong?" But instead, ask yourself, what does this rejection teach me about my growth? Maybe it highlights areas where you can improve, such as communication skills, leadership ability, or technical expertise. Now, instead of feeling defeated, you can take a proactive approach to developing yourself. By shifting the narrative from one of loss to one of opportunity, you reclaim the power that rejection momentarily takes from you. Rejection becomes a tool for self-reflection, helping you become the person you need to be to achieve your goals. Over time, this mindset will not only change how you react to rejection, but it will transform your entire outlook on life. You won't fear rejection anymore. You'll welcome it as part of your growth process. Lesson 6. Master the art of indifference. The Stoic practice of indifference doesn't mean apathy or neglect. It's the cultivation of inner peace regardless of external circumstances. When it comes to rejection, mastering indifference means learning to not tie your happiness to the approval or disapproval of others. This is one of the most powerful ways to use rejection to your favor. Think about this. When you are indifferent to others' opinions, you no longer fear rejection. You are free. Whether you're rejected for a job or a romantic relationship, it no longer has the power to shake your sense of self-worth. You are not what others think of you. You are who you believe yourself to be. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Rejection is one of those things. You can't control the decisions of others, nor can you control whether people like you or not. But what you can control is your response. To practice indifference, you first need to detach from your desire for external validation. Start small. For example, the next time someone rejects your idea or proposal, simply smile and let it go. Don't get caught up in defending yourself or seeking approval. By practicing this indifference to others' judgments, you protect your peace and increase your emotional resilience. The beauty of indifference is that it doesn't mean you stop caring. It just means you care more about yourself and your own values than others' opinions. It's about strengthening your inner foundation so that rejection cannot crack it. Lesson 7. Rejection as a redirection. Rejection is not a final no. It's a redirection, a signpost that guides you away from what wasn't meant for you and towards something better. This is perhaps one of the most empowering ways to view rejection. Let's revisit the story of J.K. Rowling, whose Harry Potter series was rejected by 12 publishers. At first glance, it might seem like failure. But what we know now is that those rejections were not roadblocks. They were redirections. Had she given up after the first or second or 12th rejection, the world would have never known the magic of Hogwarts. Marcus Aurelius believed that what happens, happens as it should. This means that rejection, though painful, is part of the natural order. It's simply a sign that what you're after isn't the right fit for you at this moment, or that there's a better path ahead. Instead of seeing rejection as a door closing, see it as a signal to turn in a new direction. A simple exercise you can do when facing rejection is to pause and reflect. What is this rejection making room for in my life? Sometimes, rejection clears space for better opportunities, ones that you might not have considered if you were too focused on what was lost. By shifting your perspective, you will stop fearing rejection and start seeing it as an opportunity for realignment. The next time you face rejection, remember, it's not a dead end. It's just the universe guiding you toward something better. Lesson 8. Set your boundaries. Rejection can sometimes feel like a wound, but it's also a powerful reminder of your boundaries. When someone rejects you, especially in a relationship or personal matter, it's an opportunity to reinforce your self-respect. If a friend or colleague disrespects you, their rejection can be a signal that your boundaries need to be clearer. The Stoic philosopher Zeno of Citium once said, "Man is not worried by real problems, so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." Often, we create anxiety by worrying about what others think or how they will respond to us. But the truth is, we have the ability to set boundaries and define the terms of our relationships. When someone rejects us, it can be a sign that we've either allowed too much from them or that we've been placing our worth in their hands. The Stoics believed in protecting our inner peace by setting clear, healthy boundaries. This means not compromising on what you need for your well-being and happiness. Instead of chasing after approval or validation, let rejection serve as a reminder that your worth is not dependent on the acceptance of others. For example, if someone repeatedly rejects your offers for collaboration or friendship, instead of continuing to seek their approval, decide to move forward. Reflect on what boundaries you may have overlooked in your quest for their acceptance, and use this rejection as a chance to reinforce your own values. Setting boundaries isn't about closing yourself off from others. It's about protecting your peace and ensuring that your relationships are grounded in mutual respect. Lesson 9. The paradox of rejection. Here's a paradox about rejection. The less you fear it, the less likely it is to affect you. And, oddly enough, the more likely it is that others will start to respect and value you. When you stop desperately seeking approval or fearing rejection, you free yourself from its power. You become magnetic in your own way. Seneca's wisdom is fitting here. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Rejection only has power when you fear it. When you stop fearing rejection, you begin to act more freely, with confidence and self-assurance. You stop waiting for permission to be yourself. This paradox works in every area of life. In a professional setting, when you stop seeking constant validation, you start presenting yourself more authentically. People notice your confidence and your independence, and they are more likely to respect and value you for who you truly are. In relationships, when you stop chasing after approval, you begin to attract the right people, those who appreciate you for who you are, not for the image you project. The key here is to cultivate a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. When you stop fearing rejection, you stop depending on external validation, and as a result, you become more valuable to the people who genuinely matter. Lesson 10. Rejection and Gratitude. One of the most transformative approaches to rejection is practicing gratitude. Instead of focusing on the hurt or disappointment, shift your focus to what you still have. Gratitude helps you reframe rejection, turning it from a painful experience into a valuable lesson. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the fleeting nature of life, reminding himself, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." This is a powerful practice when dealing with rejection. When you are rejected, instead of clinging to the idea of what could have been, practice gratitude for what you have. Maybe this rejection freed up space for something better, or maybe it gave you a chance to learn something new about yourself. Try this. The next time you face rejection, write down 3 things you are grateful for in the moment. It could be as simple as your health, your friends, or the lessons you're learning. Gratitude shifts your perspective from loss to abundance. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to see rejection as an opportunity to evolve rather than a setback. Remember, everything that happens serves a purpose. Rejection, like all experiences, has the potential to guide you to where you need to be. Lesson 11. Rejection builds character. Rejection isn't just an experience, it's a sculptor. Each time you face rejection, a part of you is chipped away and what remains is closer to your true self. This process, while uncomfortable, builds your character in ways success never can. Think about a time when you were rejected. Perhaps it was a job you wanted, a relationship you cherished, or an opportunity you thought was perfect. In the moment, it felt devastating. But looking back, can you see how it shaped you? Maybe it taught you resilience, humility, or self-awareness. These are qualities that define your character far more than any external success. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Rejection gives you a chance to exercise this power. It pushes you to confront your insecurities, question your motivations, and strengthen your resolve. Each rejection adds a layer to your character, making you more capable of handling the challenges life throws your way. Take this story of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every rejection he faced in his experiments was a lesson, a building block for the person who would eventually invent the light bulb. His character, defined by perseverance and optimism, was built on the foundation of rejection. To use rejection as a tool for building character, reflect on these questions. What did I learn from this experience? How can I grow from it? What qualities do I want to cultivate as a result? By focusing on growth instead of loss, you transform rejection into one of life's greatest teachers. Lesson 12. Rejection strengthens self-reliance. When you're rejected, you're left with yourself. This can be a daunting realization, but it's also empowering. Rejection forces you to rely on your inner strength, teaching you that you are enough even when others say no. Stoicism places great emphasis on self-reliance. Epictetus advised, "Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves. When you stop looking outward for validation, you discover an inner reservoir of strength that can't be taken away by anyone else's approval or rejection. Consider how rejection strengthens this self-reliance. When a relationship ends, you have two choices: dwell on the loss or rediscover your independence. When a job application is denied, you can spiral into self-doubt or recognize your ability to create new opportunities. Each rejection teaches you to trust yourself, to value your abilities and your judgment, and to find fulfillment within. A practical way to cultivate self-reliance is to create a gratitude ritual focused on your own qualities. Every time you face rejection, list 3 traits or skills you possess that will help you move forward. For example, if you didn't get the job, remind yourself of your creativity, your resilience, and your ability to learn quickly. Over time, this practice builds an unshakable sense of self-worth. When you rely on yourself, rejection loses its power. You no longer need others to validate your worth because you've already found it within. Lesson 13. Rejection prepares you for success. Rejection is often the training ground for future success. It equips you with the lessons, resilience, and perspective needed to handle the challenges that come with achieving your goals. Without rejection, success would be hollow. It's the struggles and setbacks that make triumphs meaningful. Think about any great achievement in history. Behind every success is a story of rejection. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job for lacking creativity. Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school multiple times. What separated them from others wasn't talent alone. It was their ability to use rejection as a stepping stone toward greatness. Marcus Aurelius believed that every obstacle serves a purpose. He wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Rejection is that obstacle. It forces you to grow in ways you wouldn't have otherwise. It sharpens your skills, strengthens your resolve, and clarifies your purpose. Imagine climbing a mountain. Each rejection is like hitting a difficult patch of terrain. It slows you down, tests your endurance, and makes you question your path. But as you persevere, you become a better climber. By the time you reach the summit, you're not just someone who made it to the top. You're someone who became stronger, smarter, and more determined because of the journey. To prepare for success through rejection, start embracing it as part of the process. Instead of avoiding situations where rejection is possible, seek them out. Apply for opportunities you're not sure you'll get, pitch bold ideas, or reach out to people who inspire you. Each rejection is one step closer to the person you're meant to become and the success you're destined to achieve. Success is not about avoiding rejection. It's about learning how to rise each time you fall. Rejection is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be a roadblock. With the wisdom of Stoicism, you can transform rejection into a powerful force for growth, self-discovery, and resilience. Every no you hear is an opportunity to refine your path, strengthen your character, and prepare for greater success. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca all remind us that we are in control of our responses. Rejection is not something that happens to you. It's something that happens for you. By embracing this perspective, you reclaim your power and begin to see rejection as a tool, not a threat. So the next time you face rejection, remember these lessons. Reflect on what it teaches you about your priorities, your character, and your purpose. Use it as fuel to keep moving forward. And most importantly, trust that every rejection is part of your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. Have you ever wondered how rejection could actually be a blessing in disguise? In this video, we explore 13 Stoic lessons on using rejection to your advantage, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Learn how to transform rejection into growth, resilience, and success. Share your favorite lesson in the comments. Let's reflect together. Don't forget to subscribe for more Stoic insights and practical life lessons. Let's continue this journey of growth together.